Yo, what's up, everybody? Coming on right now. They got me the last time for that one. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, Jez7780, with Grinds My Gears. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. We knew it was going to be a hot week, but my goodness. It's just fun old times. Fun old times, frustrating times. I got my new mix. It's up, Ant Money, Mog D, All My Spotting, Snake, first one in here. What's up, man? How you guys doing? So, we're gonna talk about. I was watching a little last night. Shout out to the Planet Xbox staff or, you know, whoever could speak last night. I thought I was on mute. Like I was talking, and it's just I couldn't say anything. Yeah, Ubisoft. Oh yes. Oh yeah, I know. Ubisoft has been crazy with this stuff. I don't do that shit. What's up, Stardust? The Coon 1985. What's up, guys? Yeah. So basically last night, man, I couldn't even get it. I thought I was on mute. I was losing my voice. I'm like, I'm just gonna stick to chat. So shout out to that crew, man. But anyway, I was trying to watch the Phil Spencer interview that was going on with Giant Bomb. He does it every year, and how's the audio coming in? Yeah, so he does it every year. He does it with Jeff Gerstmann. He sits down there, and Jeff Gerstmann asks him the questions, and Phil does his stuff. Well, after watching that interview, there's been a lot of stuff. I know people have been going on the internet about it and all the other things. And you just call him now. He's Phil. I'm trying to use my phone, Spencer. And that's the gist I got out of it. And I'm gonna go through it. We'll go through some of the things that he said. And again, I'm not gonna do this and just dissect and just be like, he said this, because you want to know what I I just don't even like. Uh, that's right, Tony. That's right. He's not costing me money, but he is talking too much. But for me, that's how I get it, because it's just like I don't trust everything that comes out of his mouth because he knows his audience. Can you hear me now? That's right. He is the new "Can you hear me now," Phil Spencer. And just man, his so a majority of his interview, which was very interesting, and I have it. Yeah, we'll post it up on here. Let's see, where is it? Oops, I don't want to do that. Yeah. So majority of his interview with Jeff Gerstmann was about the phones, basically. But he talked about the console and some of the things that are kind of interesting, you know. And yeah, I'll share it show my desktop. Boopy boopy. Here he is. Let's hear some of it. Uh huh. And people didn't care about what you showed. That's the problem. But anyway, this is the humdinger part right here, and I'll comment after this. But and after you heard that, we're just gonna play this right in between though. Of course not. Of course not. But everything you're doing is ensuring that the adoption of that console will not be number one. You might make it number one, but you want it to be number one. But every step, every move that you have been making is not making this console positioned properly to even be number one. Nonetheless, hopefully a contender. I still don't understand, like, his whole thing about pushing down to push up. Like, I don't see, negative connotations or like you're trash, we're better and stuff like that. Like, yeah, like you be respectful, but the thing is that PlayStation and Nintendo are beating you, so you are lower. Like, they're not talking down to you. They're not like, oh yeah, you're trash, Xbox. Like, they're not like putting you down so they look up. They're just beating you through mind share. Like, that's where I think he's kind of like going through where it's sort of like this kind of like street talk, which nobody's doing. It's the fact is that PlayStation and Sony are gravitating to what their fans and their gamers want, and you are ever more distant than what your core fan base wants, and they have expressed that. So you're not nobody's putting you down, or you by releasing Skull. Like, what are you gonna say, we're more powerful than you? Well, you know what, if you want to talk street talk, well, obviously I think you guys during the Xbox One X were doing a little putting Sony down to make your X look better, like saying things like my Xbox One X is not even the same generation or the same conversation as the Pro and the PlayStation 4 and the S. The X is its own thing. It's so powerful. We're the most powerful console. Games play the best. Well, all those slogans sound like you are definitely talking down to another company so you look better. So I don't understand where he's saying that's not how he wants to win. He knows he's not going to win because he knows the moves that they're making is not putting the Scarlet Xbox or the console right now itself in a position to even compete, because they have just diverse everything, all their IP, all their ways to play. They are just everywhere, and they don't mind putting their stuff on their competing platform. So really, I don't know what he's talking about. Snake oil and horrible. Yeah, of course. It'll be the best. Raw power is very important. I gotta turn this off right now. He's grinding my gears. Raw power is very important. And you know what? I'm just going to share some audio clips because I just ugh. Raw power. So all of a sudden, raw power. Oh, sorry, guys. Yeah, I've been seeing the chat. That's why I'm just going to play sound clips from it so I can see the chat and stuff like that. Because I think by sharing my full screen, it's like I can't see the chat and do that stuff at the same time. Sorry about that. So that's why I'll just do his sound clip. So let me just make sure that if you could hear it. Let me just make sure. I think you could hear it if I just play from my desktop. Can you hear that? You should be able to. Oh, probably not. Can you hear that? Nope. Okay. Then I will have to share the desktop audio. Okay. I'll have to share it with the desktop. But I'll put it on the side or something like that if I share the video. But yeah, just to go back to what he's saying with the most powerful and stuff like that. And you know, if we go back and just look at the most power, yeah, that's great. You know, that's good marketing terms, and it's just what it is. But like, if you think about it, oh, you're not getting the sound from the video? Oh, hold on. So like that video clip that I just showed you when I share my screen, you didn't see it? Oh, reload the stream, somebody said? If for me? Oh, you can hear. Okay. Let me just make sure my OBS is not acting crazy. All right. Okay. You can hear now. Okay. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to summarize what he's been saying. You know, and you could go see the video. Okay, good. Yeah, you can see the video on, you know, what's been saying and stuff like that. But basically, he says power is the most important thing, right? Okay, power is the most important thing. Oh, okay, gotcha. I don't know why that happened. Might have been something I messed up. All right, I'm not going to do the thing. I know, right? They're going right. Like, it's just crazy that this new console Scarlet came out, like they announced it, and it's because it's the thing of the fool me once, guys. Like they did this with the X. Like they already blew their kind of their shot with the X. Like they showed the X, most powerful console. We're a year and a half in. They didn't even emphasize anything on their stage speaking about the X. Okay, thanks, Papa Steel. You know, they didn't specify anything saying about the X on stage. So you're not even showing the power of the X. And we're not seeing the support of the most powerful one. So right now, you're just doubling down on Project Scarlet, which again, you know, you're using Project. They're trying to get whatever fire in a bottle that they got, whatever lightning in the bottle they got with the X, which it wasn't a lot because it didn't win NPD. It didn't win NPD that year that it launched. You know, at all. The month it launched in November and the month it launched in December, it came in second to the Switch. In November I think it came in second to the Pro and to the Switch. I don't remember. It came in second. I don't remember what was in first. But it never. Xbox has not been number one in NPD ever since the S, and that was the first blow. Like it's like three strikes, man. The first one was the S. The S took off. Microsoft won NPD. The momentum was there. It was about HDR, about 4K upscaling. You're gonna see something new with this one. 4K upscaling on the on that one, and then everybody had to buy Samsung TVs, and then HDR was a big deal, and then it's like. That was it. Then they announced right after that, at the same time they announced the X. Then they showed the trailer and people were hyped for the X. Some people didn't buy the S and they bought the S and they didn't buy the X, right? Then they do the X. And then now we're a year and a half later and they're announcing another console. Yes. Like, guys, like you can't keep launching hardware when you have not announced brand new amazing games that utilize it. That's why the Pro, the PlayStation 4 Pro, and I'm not saying Sony's perfect, but my God, they launched the PS4 Pro and Horizon Zero Dawn, boom, showed why it looked better on the Pro. That was your game to say, oh shit, like this looks better on the Pro. And then it just went on from there. Uncharted, Lost Legacy, Horizon Zero Dawn content, then God of War, Until Dawn. Well, I'm not going in order. But like these games looked sharper and they looked amazing just to begin with on the base model, but looked even better on the Pro. And all those games were just exclusive to Sony's platform. You couldn't play them anywhere else. They weren't depending on multiplats to try to use it. So you can't keep launching hardware without utilizing the apps. You need software to go with the hardware. And Spider-Man with the 4K HDR, yes. And even the way Days Gone looks. Like the Sony games look so much sharper and they look great. They have this look to them. And you can't do that. Yes, exactly. It was like the same video, but they cut Todd Howard out talking about VR, which was the lie. Exactly, Coon. Yeah, exactly. So you're looking at this shit and you're like, now like you keep chasing power, but remember, it's almost like Phil Spencer is operating Xbox as Nvidia. You know, here's the 980 Ti, here's the 980, here's the 980 Ti, here's the 1080, here's the 1080 Ti, here's the 2080, here's the 2080 Ti, here's the 3080 Ti, and just keep releasing more powerful graphics cards and just hoping that the software catches up. The problem is NVIDIA does not make games. They got partnerships. NVIDIA doesn't make games. Phil Spencer has game studios. Your game studios got to be utilizing the hardware that you're trying to sell. This is the biggest problem that I'm saying. Like, that's why exclusives matter, people. So for all those people that say exclusives don't matter, exclusives matter because exclusives show the power of the custom hardware of your console. And the fact that Microsoft has turned multi-platform and is worried about computer configurations, you are losing justification for launching more powerful hardware. People are not going to fall for it again. They bought the S in the same year. You blew your load on the S. And then it's like the X, it was less than the S. Because remember, the S won NPDs for like 3 months. Then the X came out and it didn't win NPDs. It did not win NPDs. And I don't know what the ratio is. But the X now is carrying, I guess, the rest of Xbox. Now, you just announced another one. A year and a half after the X. Not to mention, they also had the all-digital console. Shout out to the 27 people watching. Thank you very much. Share the video out, like it. Let's get more grinders in here. I want more people in the chat. Because we're all pissed. Ooh-wee. I don't even know if that worked. But anyway, let's see if it did work. Oh, yeah, there it is. You get those exclusives. And exactly, Twisted Sinks is the same thing. Oh, my goodness. Now I got him doing this the whole time. Hold on. I want to. Oh, okay. I'm on delete. There we go. I don't want him spamming that. You're right. And is this thing still going? All right. I just want to make sure it's not looping. Okay. But you're right. Twisted Sync. Switch. Breath of the Wild. Mario Odyssey. It's exclusives sell the console. Like, gee, like, where have we gone? Are we in the friggin' Twilight Zone? Are we in the friggin' Twilight Zone? Like, I don't understand. Consoles have come out from what, the early 80s? And it was about exclusives. It was about Mario versus Sonic. It was about Bonk on TurboGrafx. Like, it was about Dreamcast with their exclusives, the Power Stone, and all their, like, exclusives mattered so much that a lot of these game studios made their own sports games. Microsoft had a whole lineup, NFL Fever. They had sports games as exclusives. Sega had 2K Studios that made the exclusive. Like, exclusives sold the consoles. Day and date was super important. When the OG Xbox came out, PlayStation was getting games, and OG Xbox got them later, just like GTA. Exclusives sell your hardware. And that's the customer that cares about these type of games. If you want to make mobile games, then launch them on a phone and don't mess with the console. That's why you say, well, grind. Why are you upset? Microsoft has been trying to do this stuff. Like last generation, they did games with Windows and all stuff. The thing is they did this thing, but they did not do this without focusing on the Xbox console customer. And as a PC player, even looking at what they're doing, they are targeting such a casual and mobile market right now. They heard about the 2 billion, 1,100 billion people. Like this is their war room right now. It's like, wait, Phil, 1 million consoles. Yeah, Phil, like 1 million? No. 1 million consoles? No. Okay, Satya. 2 billion mobile gamers. Like, seriously. I said this before. I'm like, you're targeting 2 billion people. What the hell does a game look like for 2 billion people? Seriously. It does, like, he just, and then out of one term, after they showed all that stuff, and they're happy, after they showed all that stuff, he has the nerve to sell and offer a more powerful console. Power is the most important thing. Well, power is the most important thing to you, but you need software to show the most powerful thing. Like, if you know you were presenting Project Scarlet, the most powerful system, you should have really highlighted Halo and Gears and even a Forza game. And they look like mobile games. And that's the biggest problem. That's the hypocritical state of Phil Spencer in this interview. And everything that he says. Like, and another thing that came out of his thing is this. He's sort of saying, like, in this whole thing where he basically wants to, like, with backwards compatibility and forwards compatibility and stuff, like, he wants to respect the purchase that you made and all this other stuff. Oh, no, I didn't hear about that, Blend Bender. Sony buying Bluepoint and Remedy? You know what? I'm telling you right now. Just leave Sony out of it, because Sony is going to, they're not going to sit back and let this all happen. Microsoft's killing themselves here, and that's the whole motif of E3. Microsoft is doing their typical confusing messaging, typical double talk, and typical focus on not the people that you need to focus on. And they are giving up on the console, but they're trying to sell you a new one. Dude, I don't know where to go from here, but he is just double talking like crazy. And his whole, like, just like he says, it's amazing because he's like, I want to win number one, but then he said in the article, selling the most consoles is not important to our business. So you told The Verge that selling consoles is not important to your business, but you tell Giant Bomb, who primarily has console people watching, you want to be first with Project Scarlet. See that, Phil Ness? You see? If he's talking to a Verge, a computer, like a PC gamer or something like that, it's all about PC. It is all about cross-buy. It's all about bringing their games to PC. He speaks to CNET. He speaks to The Verge. It's not. He speaks to CNBC. It's the console's not the most important. The gamer is, wherever they are. But he comes to Giant Bomb going, well, we're not releasing the Skull. Obviously, you're not targeting to be last, obviously. But nothing that you've shown, what have you done, or your messaging for where your future's going will ensure that that console will be successful. That console will sell less than the X, and you will slowly be selling less than less because you are not justifying the cost of that console. And that's the ultimate problem, and that's what people just don't get. Oh, Microsoft's making money. Their stock price went up. We're grading now Microsoft E3 based on stock? Come on, guys. What have we become? Microsoft is not going out of business, but the games and the stuff that you are fans of are not being given to you. And you got to stop drinking the green Kool-Aid and washing yourself with that body wash and open up your eyes and realize they are going casual. They are going mobile. And they are using you to pay for Xbox Live so they could go explore other options. He wants to put Xbox games on an Android phone first because he wants to reach, because this is the thing. Microsoft and Xbox does not have a global presence at very bad. They lost a big battleground in Europe. Where the 360 they actually had something. They lost that thing. Don't call me Danny. He says, my inside tells me that the Xbox is working on a douche. Yeah, that's right. They do not have global. They do not have global at all. Like they're dead in Japan. They don't have any real clout in Europe. And United States, they're hanging in there, even though they're losing that too. So he's trying to use playing on a phone to reach Africa, Iraq, the Europe, Japan. He thinks that these people don't want to play your games because what you're making stinks. And you do not create hype for your games. You got to get America hype before you worry about people playing on a cell phone in India. You can't just like do people do they understand supply and demand? Like, do you hear anybody outside the United States even asking for Xbox? Like maybe Australia has some sort of Xbox thing, but like it's like I don't know where they're trying to go with this cell phone thing. And what's amazing is like it took you this long to do remote play. You were doing it back with the Xbox on a PC. Like, you think that's the winning game, is just basically getting people to mirror their Xboxes on a cell phone with a $70 controller and the strap-on? Here it is. It's just amazing how your phone failed. You destroyed Windows Phone because you waited and no app support came to Windows Phone, and you abandoned Windows Phone, but now you want people to be playing on phones. I don't understand it. Especially when you look at the world playing on phones. I said this before, Android Moga controllers, Android controllers, emulators. Like, if a friggin' free emulator playing Nintendo games, any N64 games on your cell phone did not have people going out and buying controllers and me seeing them all over the place. If free emulators of retro games did not do that, people are not doing that to play Hellblade. And I'm telling you, just looking at the Windows 10 store. Oh shit, somebody passed away in Munich from the Guerrilla Games. Oh, that's sad, man. A moment of silence I give him. That's sad. But just cell phones and controllers, they've been trying to do this. Like, it seems like they tried to do this back when tablets, and it just does not work, because the idea of mobile, I said this before, the idea of mobile is just having your phone on you and touching on a few things. Mobile is not having a $60 controller somewhere, or like carrying a controller with you when you have the urge to play a game. Maybe it's nice if you're at a hotel room, but I don't know. But the thing is like, it's a neat option. I wouldn't bet the house on it, which that's what he's doing. He's betting the house on it because he's telling you, like, what I don't understand is why remote play, and he talks about it in this interview so much. Like, it's all about phones. It's all about as many people playing their games. But what he doesn't understand is that, and I don't understand why Phil and company don't get that the mobile market, the PC market, and the console market do not play the same games. I've been saying this. I don't know what stats they look at, but I don't think the mom that plays Panda Pop, or my wife that plays Panda Pop, is sitting down saying, I want to play Hellblade, or I want to play Gears of War, or I want to play Battletoads. Just wants to play Panda Pop. My mother-in-law, who almost put like $500 in microtransactions, like, is not going to pick up a controller. Do you remember what the controller is? A barrier to entry. A person using to tap on a screen does not want to get a 12-button controller with analog sticks to play a game. That person is playing. Those kids and stuff that play on Fortnite, like they say, it's not about us, it's about the kids. Well, the kids that play Fortnite on their phone and their iPad are using touchscreens. And the touchscreen and the game is catered to that touch input. They are not playing those games with controllers. They're using touch. Minecraft. I see people playing Minecraft on an iPad. I don't see anybody with an Xbox controller or anything, or even on an Android tablet, where you can use those controllers, playing Minecraft with a controller. They're using touch. They are different markets. They're not the same market. Look at the top PC games. Look at the top console sales games. Look at the top mobile games. There are very few games that are the same game. And if you talk about PUBG, or you talk about maybe Fortnite, there are very few games, on Minecraft. So I don't know why he thinks that the same person wants to do that. It's a neat feature, and that's what it is on PlayStation. It's a neat feature of remote play. But it's not something that it's like, yo, remote play? Damn, that brings on people that never wanted to play a game anymore because they're playing on a phone. I just don't. Doesn't get old. Come on. And then to go on the stage and talk about xCloud, and then to come to this interview and talk more about phones, guys. We're gonna hear some more. Let me hear some more what he said. I just don't. Just don't get it. This focus on Phil, I need to use my phone, Spencer. Phil, I'm trying to use my phone. Spencer, I don't understand it. Like remote play, that should have been a feature just added to Xbox. Like done. Like this is not a revelation. And them trying to snowshoe this into xCloud, which that you don't need a console for, and that's not free. He confirms in that interview that xCloud will have a cost. So you heard it from the horse's mouth. xCloud will not be free. So to everybody that's saying xCloud's amazing, I can't wait to use it on my phone, this is the next level shit, get ready to pay. And he didn't say per game. He said cloud is going to have a fee. So I telling you, what's up, Jamal? How you doing, man? You are going... Oh, Demighty, you heard people. My library comes with me. It's for free. xCloud's for free. Yeah, it's free if you're streaming from your home console. Remote play. No, you don't have to... And this is all the finesse that they did. When you stream from your home, from your console, you don't pay. Why would you? It's your home, your internet, your console. But if you want to use those blades, that server farm. It's a monster farm. That server farm. All those data centers, the advantage that Microsoft has. You are going to have to pay a fee. Okay? So probably if you want to access your games with their servers, you will pay a subscription to access their servers. Whether they roll it into Game Pass Ultimate, whether it's another $10 a month, just like Google Stadia, $10 gives you access to their servers, and they will give you a game or two a month for free, included in your subscription, like Games with Gold. But when the new Assassin's Creed comes out, you will pay retail price for that game to be added to your streaming library and stream that game. And I am sure with Xbox, you will buy the game. Say you buy Halo Infinite. You want to play Halo Infinite on your cell phone when you are out and about? Stream it from your home. Good luck with your home internet, port forwarding, and all that other wonderful stuff with remote play. But that's going to depend on your upload and download speeds from your house and also your upload and download speeds where you are. If you want to tap into the almighty xCloud, you will probably have to, you will pay a fee to access their servers. And then you probably will have a better experience on the go because you will be using their data centers, which might be closer to you, on your cell phone. But I always come to the question, is there going to be anything or anything that they have shown? Is anything that you're going to want to play? Hell, I don't even want to play any of that shit on my TV. Nonetheless, I want to play that shit that they showed at E3 on my phone. Okay? And that's the biggest problem that nobody seems to get. Ninja Theory's new game. Ninja Theory's new game. That's all I heard leading up to E3. Ninja Theory's new game. Ninja Theory's new IP. Ninja Theory's new IP. They show it and it's like, that's the B team. I don't give a shit what team it is. That's Ninja Theory's new game. Did that look like something that I got to play? I got to play that wherever. Damn, I got to take a shit. I go into the bank. I want to play that game wherever I go. I'm like, maybe I'll try it on my TV. They have not shown anything that warrants people to want to play even more than on their console. I don't even... First of all, I wouldn't get people to buy a console. Nonetheless, pay for the game to play it on the road. And that's the problem. The games that they're showing, the content that they're showing, does not warrant any of discussion. Like, we shouldn't even be... I shouldn't even be talking about all this other stuff. Because all this other shit is infrastructure. It's all about where to play. And the thing is what you're going to play. What? Do you see the people that went crazy over Banjo and Smash? Those people want to play Smash on the go because Smash is an amazing game. Did anybody get crazy? They got crazy for Keanu Reeves. I saw somebody say, how did you not like the show? Keanu Reeves was there. I almost fell out of my chair. Now that deserves the Benny Hill song. Whoever said that comment. That deserves the Benny Hill. Because Keanu Reeves was there. Like, really. What a show. Yeah, Hellblade was an amazing game. And it was made by 20 people, right? 25 people. And so is Bleeding Edge made by 25 people. But what's the amazing thing is, I think a lot of people had the problem with Ninja Theory, is that Ninja Theory has never made an online multiplayer-only game. And 1 year under the umbrella of Microsoft, they make a perfect game for Game Pass. Oh, but they've been working on it before. Okay. I bet you they were working on the game. They said, yo, this shit's not going to sell. Let's make some Hellblade. Because Sony's been killing it with first-party, with single-player content. People want single-player games. They probably shelved it. And, Phil Spencer went in the back lot, rumbled through the garbage, and found Bleeding Edge. And goes, oh, you know what? Let's make this game. Because that's all it seems it does. Did you see... Wait a second, guys. I got something special. How many... We got people in here. Let's see how many people I got in this thing. Holy shit. I got 35 fucking people. 34 people. Guys, I'm gonna show you something. To show you how connected Philip Spencer has connected with the fans. I want to show you, because I went back and rewatched it, okay? And this just shows on how in touch he is, just like he was in, it's about the most powerful console. It's about all the people. We did such a great show, he says in the beginning. Oh, we answered a lot of people's questions. He answered shit. We'll just do this. Watch this. Where's the pot? I'm going to share my screen in 1 second. Like, I'm not going to re-review this trash, but hold on. I put that out there because that's what you guys like. We span the globe. Ready? All right, I'm not going to be able to see in the chat there, but watch this. Okay, ready? Where's he in the crowd? Because I thought that was friggin' hilarious. There's Bootios. You want to see something crazy? Just watch the bar at the bottom. I don't know if you can hear the sound. Can you guys... hold on. Let me get back to the... Can you hear the sound of my... Hold on. Let's make sure OBS is doing that. Hold on, I'm trying to make sure to get the sound here.
Gaming is for you.
There we go.
This is why we scour the world for your next new games. This today.
The hell? Okay. Hold on, I'm like all over the place now. Hold on. I clicked on something wrong here. Hold on. Hold on a second, guys. I lost my YouTubes. I lost the YouTubes. Oh, come on, stupid YouTube. Hold on. I'm gonna have to do it again. Yeah. So anyway, he scoured. It's just some of the things like he scoured the world. I scoured the world, and I found these amazing games. I scoured the world.
We're really focusing first on what it means to play these games on your phone. So when we thought about how can we get as many people playing on a phone as possible.
We're back.
All right. The largest showcase of games on any stage, anywhere this year.
I don't need that film mask, but yeah, what do you watch? If you just look at the bottom, right? Just look at the games on the bottom. After we got Cyberpunk, right? So after Keanu Reeves game, 23 minutes, right? So like we got this, right? Now just look at the bottom. Look at the games that we see after Cyberpunk. Let's keep looking at the bottom. Flight Simulator, PC game, Bootios, Psychonauts. Just keep looking at the bottom. Gears of War, just Rod Ferguson telling us to come back. Elite Controller. More cartoons. State of Decay. More cartoons. Here it is. This. Oh, Final Fantasy. Yeah, Final Fantasy style. That's great. That's great, Phil. Borderlands. Wait. Where's the other one? Where's the other one? I want you to hear the sound of the crowd to say how he's connecting with the fans. Where's that Crossfire? That's the one I want to see. Because he scoured the world for Crossfire. And I just listened to it, and I'm like, nobody knows what the hell this game is. Like, you should have done some gameplay or something. Like, nobody even knows. Where the hell is it? Where are you standing in the crowd?
Popular game with its passionate community of.
And he says that it's coming to all different games. Here it is. This game. All right, Fantasy Star. First off, here Fantasy Star at the crowd, right? Now I'll get back to the chat. Oh my God! Let's see. Do you hear? Like, was the crowd going crazy for Fantasy Star?
Those of you who
like, did people even okay, now watch this.
Played Phantasy Star know that this game had influenced many of the most popular games today. So with great delight, we welcome Sega back to our stage and Phantasy Star back on Xbox.
Yay.
As we said, our goal on Team Xbox is to bring you the world's best games. Meeting with developers, playing their games, and introducing you to their games, these are the best parts of my job. Back at E3 2017, when I first met with the creators of this next game, they shared their ambition to bring their massively popular game with its passionate community of 650 million PC players.
Guys, 650 million PC players. Do you think some of them are in the crowd? Let's see.
To the entire world. I'm happy to announce our partnership with the legendary team.
Legendary team. All right, let's see.
At Smilegate. Their approach to game design
He just announced the legendary team of 650 million people. I didn't know who they were.
Demonstrates sheer creative boldness. Next year, you'll discover the newest entry in this landmark franchise.
It's a landmark franchise.
On console, for the very first time, only on Xbox. This is...
They got a cheer for only on Xbox.
Is Crossfire X.
World premiere.
Crossfire X. Did the people go crazy because they knew what Crossfire was? Like, dude, like, 650 million PC players. The legendary partnership with Smilegate. No, it wasn't a peep. And then they show this. People are like, what is this game? I watch people stream this. They're like, who are these people? Is it a first-person shooter? What is it? Look at the crowd. Let's hear it. Those are golf claps. That's not a hyped-up crowd. Did you hear what Phil's daddy Spencer said? Phil...
Who is your daddy?
Spencer said... This is a 650 million PC players. Golf clap?
Take it back! Take it back!
You son of a bitch.
World premiere.
The crowd was dead. The crowd was dead. Okay? The crowd was dead. This introduction, it shows 650 million PC players. Phil Spencer's like, oh my God, we're bringing that to console. We don't even know what this game is. Do you want to know what Crossfire is? Do you want to know? Because he didn't do a good job telling you what the hell Crossfire is. Right? He didn't do it. People saying I fall asleep in the chat. They're like, I'm falling asleep. I'm falling asleep. Like, look at this. Here's the chat. LOL, CGI. What a dull E3. LOL. F. I don't know what these Fs mean. Wow, I really care. Like, look at this. Like, I know that, you know, people like to troll and stuff like that, but, like, it's not a troll and a bunch of good stuff, dudes. Exactly, Eddie T. I see you popping up in the thing. What is Crossfire? Crossfire... What is Crossfire? The most popular thing in the world came out in 2007. Let's see.
Hey guys, Level Cap here, and today we're going to talk about the most played FPS game of all time, Call of Duty, right? Oh no, I'm sorry, I meant to say Counter-Strike. It's obviously Counter-Strike. No, not Counter-Strike, then surely Battlefield, or maybe Halo. No, it's actually a game called Crossfire. Apparently that 90s commercial was right. People did get caught up in the Crossfire, and it now has over 400 million registered users. How's that even possible, and why?
Dude, is there another version? Yeah, 8 months ago, Crossfire. Whew, maybe, oh, thank God. Maybe Crossfire looks better. Yes. Crossfire looks so much better now. No wonder they showed a CGI trailer. This is Crossfire. This is what Phil Spencer's giving you. This. Legendary. He was in the crowd. Legendary. Smilegate. This needs this. Ready? Let's go. Done. That's what that needed. The best games. 2007. Legendary. What? What? He just sees the numbers of 650 million. Oh, 650 million people. Put that on Xbox. Like, they're so blind. It's like they just see the numbers, like the business. And nobody's going to play that. What is that? That is a sprinkle on a sundae. That's not the banana split. I'm not saying, yo, every game has to be fire, but, dude. Hey. Oh, yo. I'm sorry, but, like, you got to be kidding me. Even Eddie T, but PUBG, right? They're hoping it's their PUBG. What did PUBG do? That PUBG, as soon as it went multi-platform, all of a sudden PUBG died. Like, as soon as it went on PlayStation, PUBG, nobody spoke about PUBG ever again. They had Aaron Greenberg wearing PUBG underwear, eating chickens, hitting people with frying pans. They got PUBG hats and beanies. All of a sudden, PUBG, after it's 6 months after when it came out of preview, that's when it was in preview. Then PUBG goes to PlayStation, and all of a sudden, they're done with PUBG. Like, but your PUBG played everywhere, right, Phil? Games everywhere. I just don't get it. Honestly, I think you could hear it now. I think I fixed the input. So let's see if you could hear.
Not be, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not allowed to talk about that one too.
You don't have to keep sharing the friggin' audio shit. But it just shows, like, this is what he thinks is what people want. But I don't even think he thinks this is what people want. I just think that this is the numbers. They're going after the numbers, guys. It's a business. It's a numbers game. And the numbers game is hurting us, the gamer, because they have turned this business has now, we all knew it was a business, but now the business is affecting the games that we play. And nobody knew that game. And I'm not saying it's a bad game, but look at the response of the crowd with Crossfire X, Smilegate. We have an amazing partnership with Smilegate. This is stuff that they're trying, and I think I realized it after this conversation. He's not trying to win the US. He's trying to make Xbox relevant in Africa, in India, in Korea, in China, in Japan. He's trying to make Xbox permeate the global market because they have looked at the numbers and realized that they are getting trounced by Sony and Nintendo in the other markets. And Xbox is irrelevant outside of the United States. Maybe in Mexico and maybe in Canada. I think the Americas are okay. But outside of the Americas, this thing is not doing anything. And I think he's looking at all those people in the other countries and wanting to play on their phones. Meanwhile, if they want to play on their phones so much, then why the hell is Nintendo and the Switch selling crazy amount of consoles in Europe? And they are doing pretty decent in Japan, even though Japan is primarily a mobile market. This is his play for the world. And that's why they're making games that cater to those casuals. I don't think it's for the moms and dads on cell phones in the United States. It sounds like it's more of a global thing. With Phantasy Star and Crossfire and coming to and nonetheless coming to console. The thing is 650 million people on PC. Who's playing that on console? Like, I don't, just like when you see, like, it's so hard to put in words just how I'm feeling about the whole thing. But it's like, if a Japanese company can cater to a global audience with exclusive games, not scouring the trash of the globe. They're making content from Nintendo headquarters, from Sony headquarters. Sony Japan made a golf game. Okay? Sony Japan made fucking Astrobot. Okay? Where's it from? Sony Interactive Japan Studios made one of the best VR games. And they just came out with VR Golf. They created that themselves. They didn't go knock on South Korea's door going, what do you guys play? Oh yeah, let me put it on my Xbox. Hey Sega, Phantasy Star. Hot Shots Golf, everybody's golf. Like, those Japanese studios are catering to a global market. Those Sony Guerrilla Studios in Europe is catering to a market. They shut down Lionhead and they got Rare. Sea of Thieves catering to a global market. Microsoft has no global gaming presence. Xbox has no global gaming presence. And he is trying to do this, and that's why we're getting the trash games that we're getting. And he's trying to, like, the whole conference was like, I'm scouring the globe. I'm scouring the globe. Exactly. THQ Nordic, Twisted Sync says Twisted Sync is making that are for their fans and everyone loves. Microsoft is like, what Banjos? What Conker? Exactly. Look what they did with Battletoads. This shows that they don't know how to make a game. Somebody looking at Battletoads should have been like, no. They should be like, when they looked at Battletoads and see what they did to that franchise, that was horrible. Nobody wants that shit. It looks like a Flash game. It looks, yeah, exactly, Eddie. It looks horrible. It looks like something you pop up in. The mobile games look better than that. It's horrible. It looks like one of those games that you get on a kid's tablet. And I think even those are better. That art style is atrocious. And then what? You try to say with the power of the X? Yeah. The X is gonna. What's it gonna run Battletoads in? Please tell me 4K 60 Battletoads. Yeah, look at the Halo brand. Look at Halo. Wait. Halo. They didn't tell me about anything about Halo and tell me to check in next year. I'm telling you, Halo. What they're doing with Halo, I hope it's not what I think they're doing with it. They just don't. He does not. He's throwing shit at the Xbox to see what sticks. He's throwing shit against the wall to see what sticks because they are scrambling. They sounded stumbling and stupid on stage when they talked about the cloud. They're like, oh, well, xCloud. Oh, and the remote play option will be free. And people are like, excuse me? What remote? Like, what? Oh, I'll remote play hybrid cloud. What are you talking about hybrid cloud? Streaming from my own console. Like, what are you talking about? Google just laid down the price and the games and even announced some games and exclusive games. What the hell are you talking about, hybrid cloud? You talking about streaming my library from my home? Thanks, I could do that already. But this phone. And to other people who won't play on their phone? Please, guys. The phone is a nice option. But I would not bet the house. I would not bet my only IP that I have in Gears and Halo. And we're not even talking about the phone. In addition to him announcing about Scarlet, he has put these games, you heard on his interview with Giant Bomb, he has put these games on Steam. He's like, oh, well, you look at Banjo on the Switch, and now, hey, a Gears of War going to be on Steam, and Nintendo and Sony using our Azure Cloud. I scratch my head and go, that is all you giving all your shit away. That doesn't show collaboration. Collaboration is two people working together. I give you rub my back, I rub yours. You're just giving out free massages. And people are taking it and eating it up because guess what, dude? They're all coming for you, you fucking goof. They're all coming for you. So you want to sit there and say, everybody's using our stuff. Look at Banjo on the Switch. And then we all win and we all win. You want to know what? You're right. Everybody wins. And the gamers under your umbrella lose. And I've seen all over. Like the people are moving. They're not buying what you're selling, Phil. They're not buying what you're selling. And to have people who spend $500 on an Xbox One X to tell them that you want them to play on phones, that's what you're trying to do. And he's like, but I'm not really telling them to stop playing on the X and use streaming. I'm not telling them that. Oh, are you? Well, how are you? Yeah, the words you're saying are not telling people to do that, but all of your actions are telling people to do that. All of your actions are telling people, don't play on that console. Don't pay $60 for Xbox Live. Go where it's free. Go use our services elsewhere. It doesn't cost you anything. Play our games on Steam. Go play our games on PC. Day and date. Why are you paying? I'll play Gears of War 5 day one and not pay $60 a year. So all your actions are telling people to go play elsewhere. You're chasing people off of your console. So when you sell the strongest console, I don't think people are going to line up and buy a console with a whole bunch of mobile games and games from 2007. That's right. It is third party. It already is third party. Wound Up Penguin, it already is third party. It became third party when they put their game on Steam. It became third party when they put their games on Nintendo. Okay? Because I remember when Microsoft was putting games on PC, the whole thing was, well, it's still Windows. It's still the Windows 10 store, so it's on Xbox. And it's the Windows 10 store. They're the same thing. So therefore, it's still exclusive to Windows. Well, now they're putting it on a third-party publisher platform. Because guess what? So Microsoft needs to pay Steam when they sell the game. And that's another thing they did. They relied on backwards compatibility to fill in announcements of no new games. Guys, as soon as they had sales, Major Nelson was like, Black Ops is backwards compatible today. Yeah. And look how quickly they dropped the 4K updates, the 4K Xbox Enhanced updates. They didn't go back to the full library and do it. They did it with a few games, and now they stopped. Now it's all Project Scarlet. So what happened to No Gamer Left Behind? Well, guess what? If you have an Xbox One X, you should be fucking pissed. Because you went out there, spent $500, and only a year and a half later, they already are done with you. They are not giving you any more Xbox enhancement games backwards compatible. They're not going back to their library and doing that. Even if you stop backwards compatibility, at least enhance those games so people could justify the sale of the fucking console. Them buying it. But they shafted you. And what happened is now people are not going to run out and buy your Scarlet. I'm telling you, they're not. You see the hype. Microsoft announced it. It's done. And the thing is, if you think about it, if they're saving all these bangers, if they're saving like the Initiatives game and Ninja Theory's Hellblade or whatever Ninja Theory's making, and all these games, by the time they announced them in 2020 at E3, I'm not even talking about what Sony is going to announce or what Nintendo's going to do. I'm saying if Microsoft is saving all their first party, and shout out to the 36 people watching, like the video, share it out. Let's get more grinders in here. Because we're going to go one more topic. If they show all their games next generation, next year, right? And we know that they want all these AAA games, not AAA games, they want all their Xbox Studio games in Game Pass. Okay? I'm telling everybody here, keep a keen eye as to how Gears of War launches, how Outer Worlds launches, and how Halo launches. Because I want to see if those games come fully packaged day one, everything to do, and not piecemeal. We'll still see. But if they come out and show these games, the reality of it is that and then try to say, well, this is the launch lineup. That's why it makes no sense that the fact that, like, hey, we're launching Halo Infinite with Project Scarlet. And it's like, it doesn't have the same weight anymore because Halo Infinite will be playable day and date on Xbox One X, Xbox One S, PC, Windows 10, Steam, and probably the cloud in their Game Pass. You could play it at like 8 other places at midnight than going out and buying a $500 to $600 console to play it. Now talk about price of entry. To get somebody motivated to buy $500 to $600, you already screwed people because you didn't have a clean game that utilized the X at launch, except for Forza Motorsport. That was it. People are not going to do this again. And if they do it again, they're not going to do it a third time. So you might be able to sneak one more in. And that's just Microsoft going against Microsoft. But what you did by not announcing games this year and just showing trailers and just showing a screen. And I think Phil said in that interview too, to wrap it up, he basically said like, oh, I don't like showing a splash screen and something. You know, I'm playing with people's heads and stuff like that. Dude, you did that with fucking Battletoads, and look what happened. You don't want to show... I want release dates with my games. I don't want to just show the game and not have a release date. What? You didn't even show Gears of War, and we know the release date in September. But you did that with Battletoads. And also, too, I think Bleeding Edge, when does that come out? It comes out February, March? The thing is like, you can't, your games don't have the impact that they will to drive hardware sales. You don't care about hardware sales. And people know that now, that the hardware is not your focus. The console is not your focus. So stop talking out your ass like the console, I want to be first. Yeah, you want a lot of things. I want to be rich. Okay? And of course, you're not targeting to be last, but you are doing everything in your power to ensure that nobody buys your console. Meanwhile, Sony's on the other end, and this is what happened. By Microsoft not teasing, even if they had Fable ready and more showing more Gears and hyping up Halo, they should have went all out showing games and hyping them up at this time. You want to know why? Because guess what? If they start doing it next year, Sony's going to be talking Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, who knows, God of War 2, Horizon 2, like all sequels to these amazing games, and who knows, even new IP. Nintendo will probably start talking Zelda 2 again, even though they teased it, and then they'll start talking Metroid, and maybe another Mario Brothers, maybe a Paper Mario. Like, you're going to be so engrossed in all Sony and Nintendo blowing everything up, people are not going to give a shit about a Fable screen when you are now in the company of all these game announcements that Sony has not, or even release dates. Just The Last of Us 2 has an impact to wipe the floor with whatever you announced, and you didn't announce anything. That's why this E3 was the most important E3 for Microsoft, because they should have had a Sony 2016 where they showed everything, trailers, announcements, just screenshots showing that they got all these games coming to everywhere. Scarlet, Xbox, clouds, blah, blah, blah. It should have been a gaming blowout, and it was a gaming blowjob. It sucked. It sucked. They stumbled, they fucked up, and now they get to sit back and watch Sony and Nintendo run wild. And they're going to sit there and try to use Inside Xbox with fucking Major Nelson friggin' prostate exam gloves, thinking that is going to transcend any kind of media that they would have received from being the only show at E3. And Goofy Phil, I'm trying to use my phone, Spencer, utilizes Game Giant Bomb's time to sit there and talk about gaming on the phones and gaming for everyone. I don't want to put anybody down to be successful. Well, plays best on Xbox, that sounds like a putting down logo. He knows that these people that are that are dedicated to the Xbox brand don't like what he's doing. That's why I think he's doing that social media thing. I don't know how real it is. I know it happened to Chris Steele, but he knows that console war thing does not fit his agenda, because he has to be friendly, because Phil has conceded. This is Microsoft. I don't understand what people go, Microsoft's dominating. Microsoft is waving the white flag. This is divestiture. This is liquidation. This is trying to spread out your assets because you cannot controllably sell and be successful selling a console. That's what this stuff is. This is not Microsoft dominating anything. This is Microsoft liquidating and divesting their assets. They're taking whatever they can get. Hey, you want Minecraft? You want Minecraft Dungeons? They took Minecraft. What game was it they took? I heard somebody say this. They bought the publishing away for Psychonauts. So they bought what's his name? Sweeney, not Sweeney, his name. He's been so irrelevant. Oh my god. The Double Fine Studios, right? Double Fine Studios, they bought his studio, Double Fine, and they bought the publishing rights to Psychonauts 2. And they got publishing the Minecraft Dungeons, and they still are putting it on all the platforms. They are not taking Psychonauts 2 and making it a timed exclusive. They're not taking Minecraft Dungeons and making it a timed exclusive. They are putting it day and date everywhere. I can't believe Minecraft Dungeons is going to PlayStation. It's going to Switch. Day and date. They do not do anything for the console. So, the only thing you get to do if you're a console owner is pay for Xbox Live. Even your Game Pass is gone. Your Game Pass now is irrelevant because now they have Game Pass on PC. So, that was an exclusive feature. EA Access was another reason it was exclusive to the console. It's now going to go to Sony. Sony's going to have EA Access, whatever trash that's going to be. But that was another service that was exclusive to Xbox for over 6 years. Every bullet point advantage that Xbox console has is now just pay for Xbox Live, games with gold, and that's it. And then, now I'm done. I'm done with Phil. Use my phone, Spencer. Keep trying, Dopey. Now we come to the biggest fear. And shout out to the 40 people watching. Do like it. Let's do this, guys. Because we're grinding Gears on Gears 5. My biggest fear was when Microsoft announced that they were putting their games, day one in Game Pass. I've always said it on this. Do not make your games for the service. Instead, make the games for the making great games. Just make great games. So, Jemiah, how you doing, man? Don't build games for the service, for the subscription. Just make great games and put them in the subscription, and people will come. And now, Rod Ferguson on the same thing at Giant Bomb had this to say. Oh my goodness. Somebody follow me over on Twitter. I'm at 666. I'm at 3 6s. That's bad luck. Somebody do something. Either don't follow me or follow me on Twitter. I do not want to be looking at 3 6s. Very superstitious. Oh, Forbes was wrong. It was playing on a Cyberpunk this morning was playing on a PS4 Pro, but then it was clear that it's playing on a PC. Okay. Thanks. Wasn't playing on a friggin' Xbox and it was on their stage. Anyway. Yeah, somebody do something with my Twitter. Either don't follow me or follow me. Because I have 3 6s. No. Bad luck. Let's see. We got here. Oh, yeah, let me get here. So back to what my biggest fear is. Here we go. We're going to hear this. You can hear that, right? Okay. Let's make sure you guys can hear that. Yo, I know. Resetera and stuff like that, Twisted. Like, Sony should put their first-party games and yeah. I know. It was kind of weird. I was like, people, it's on a Pro. I'm like, why would it be on Pro? But that's what they were reporting, which I thought it was interesting. But, like, they should put their game... Like, and if Sony does that, then Sony does that. But the thing is I feel the moves that Sony and Nintendo are making is that they're still justifying the need to purchase a console in traditional sense. And to Sony and Nintendo, it is proven successful. Nintendo's going to leapfrog Xbox in sales of consoles. PlayStation's approaching 100 million. Their console business is thriving. Okay? Their console business is thriving. After the Wii U, Nintendo is killing it with the Switch, with games and the mechanism of on the go. And if sales don't matter to Phil, tell me why The Witcher, Wolfenstein, all these games are going to the Switch when the Wii U had no third-party support at all. It's because the Wii U sold 11 million and Sony and Nintendo is shooting up to 25 million. Nintendo is selling. When a console sells, they get support from developers. So that's my point. When Phil says, and people go, well, console sales don't matter, it does matter because it matters what the developers choose to put their games on either first or put their games or target as the key hardware. That's why a lot of these Sony games became exclusive or timed exclusive because Sony was selling at such a faster rate than Xbox. Just like with the Xbox 360. Xbox got 360 games, even small ones, by default, or had a developer make their game there first. Hellblade is a perfect example of what happened when the developer didn't have enough people. Same thing with shitty-ass Lawbreakers. They didn't have enough people, and they targeted the most popular console. It matters. It matters to developers. And a developing studio doesn't want to make a game on 20,000 different iterations of a PC hardware and your console. So Microsoft has to sell that to them. But that's the most important thing. Nintendo and Sony are showing huge success in the console business, and Microsoft is not. That's why Microsoft is the only one that's saying play games on your phone, put our games everywhere. We want to put our games, more people to play our games because they did not sell their games on their console. The console business for them is not successful. The only reason why they're keeping that console is to keep those 60 million people paying for Xbox Live. That Xbox Live is free money that they know once they lose that off of the console, nobody's going to pay for Xbox Live. They know that. That's why they need to appease the hardcore or the console fan base, because they need that Xbox Live money. If Xbox Live did not exist and people were not playing and it was a PSN for free, they would shoot that shit down, because research and development for consoles, I'm sure, is very expensive. But why would they continue to support consoles if their focus of their software is it's everywhere else? It's because of that subscription base. And if they start losing, if they start coming in like next generation, next year, second year, and all of a sudden Xbox Live numbers keep dropping, because guess what? People are getting wise to say, yo, I could play Xbox Live on my PC without paying for it. Yo, I'm not interested in what Microsoft is selling to me anymore. I'm going to go play on a PlayStation. Hey, I'm not interested in what Microsoft's doing. All I do is play Minecraft, but I could play it on the Switch. I'm going to go play it elsewhere. Microsoft's going to say their Xbox Live install base is growing, but guess what? It's because more people are using it for free. I want to know how many of those 63 million people are paying for Xbox Live. Maybe 30, maybe 40. Are they paid customers? I don't know. But that's the reason why they're still doing the console stuff. And so along those lines, when I said about Game Pass and what Game Pass is, and they're putting their games in Game Pass, and I saw what Sea of Thieves was, a part of a game that they're just going to add content to. When I saw Crackdown is just being dumped into Game Pass, the quality of State of Decay 2, what trash that was. The biggest question we had with Sea of Thieves was, why wasn't there progression? Phil, why don't you have a progression like Call of Duty and Sea of Thieves? Why is it all cosmetic? Right? Why? And it's because that he wanted the game accessible. He wanted people a year later, or just like say right now, you log into Sea of Thieves and you might get to see a guy with a big hat and stuff like that, but his weapons, his level is not 100 or 200. There's no progression. He's not having new abilities or anything that could take advantage of you, even though he probably have a PC advantage and has an aimbot, which, you know, that's another story. But the thing is that Sea of Thieves game didn't have progression because he wanted it accessible, because it was going to Game Pass. They want more people to play their game. Likewise, State of Decay 2 didn't have co-op base building. It didn't have you leveling up while you're with your friends. It was all host driven. It didn't use the cloud. It didn't use shared areas. It didn't use any dedicated servers. It was peer-to-peer. But the biggest problem with State of Decay 2 was the fact is that when you were partnering with a friend, the friend leveled up and built his base, but all you could do is just take the supplies there, right? You then will go back and have to do your shit, your own stuff. Like, your base was not being affected by that. You could take back supplies that you gathered. And the reason why is they didn't want people trolling. They didn't want people going in somebody's base, editing their base, taking stuff, stealing, and then quitting, randoms. So they made it friendly. They made it user-friendly, right? Hear this statement from Rod Ferguson and tell me how, and I'm just going to let you listen to it, and then I'm going to give my thing on it. So just let me know. You can hear that just before I play? Can you hear that? Just say yes or why if you heard that. Okay, great. So you hear it? All right. So here we go. So I'm going to play what Rod Ferguson said about... Oh, you can't... Wait. Can you... Sorry. You can hear that, right? Okay. Here we go. I'm going to play it. You heard that, right? Oh, you can't hear that? Said it was playing. Okay. Hold on. All right. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I'll put it to the mic. Yeah. Somebody not follow me. 666. There we go. There it is.
And so, we put a lot of thought, especially now with Game Pass. So that's one of the things we had to look at when we were going into Gears 5. We're like, okay, so normally there's a $60 barrier. Like, normally people pay $60, and you know that even if they're like, oh, I struggled initially on my first match, I got to get my $60 out of this. Yeah. I'm gonna go through and get better and get better and get better. But now it's just gonna, like, all these Game Pass subscribers, millions of subscribers are gonna have this thing tile light up in their in their library, and they're like, I've heard about this game, and it seems like it's a big deal. Maybe I should give it a try. And so that's been something we've really been designing for. It was like, okay, we're gonna get a lot more new players than we've ever gotten before. And so how do we create this on-ramp to allow people to get into the franchise in a much smoother way? And that's part of what we're doing with the tech test, actually, is one of our new modes, which we call Arcade, is really meant for, it's kind of more for the masses. Yeah. And so we're still doing, as we're doing with our E-League thing, we're premiering on Friday. Yeah. We're trying to manage both sides of the house. We're taking Escalation, and we're pushing that, which is our esports, program in our game type, but we're taking that, there's a lot of players out there who want to play and don't want to just get wall bounced shotgun in the face. Yeah. So how do we create a mode for that? And Arcade is really our answer for that. So we've been looking like holistically, like how do we make Gears more approachable? Cool. Because it always felt like.
So that's what Game Pass is doing to our games. And I know they try to do this, like they try to make games approachable and stuff like that. Every time you do a sequel or things like that, you want to do that, right? So that's Rod Ferguson talking about Gears of War and how they're addressing it. And the reason why they want to make Gears more approachable is because of Game Pass. Like, Game Pass is allowing millions of people to access their game day one that probably wouldn't paid $60 for it. And like what he said in the beginning, which was kind of telling, and the fact is that typically people pay $60 and buy the game. And then they say, I got to keep getting better at this game because I got to get my $60 worth out of it. And that's the truth. Like, people, when they buy a game, there's more investment into the game. There's more investment and more try. You're trying to that's why reviews are important. When people look at reviews, they're like, well, is this good? Or recommendations from people. And, is this something I should buy? Is something I should do? And, but now that it's in Game Pass, they're trying to give you they're trying to give you that whole storefront where it's like 30% off. And then when you go into the store, you realize that everything has been mocked up 30% and they're doing 30% off and it's just the same price. So they're trying to do this kind of window shopping to their games in Game Pass, this discovery, and not getting distracted with Gears of War because of Game Pass. They're trying to make it more approachable and accessible. And what we're going to be testing out? That tech test, he said, it's arcade mode. So maybe it's a Nerf shotgun. I've been hearing from people, but they didn't play competitive multiplayer, but I've been hearing that some of the guns are nerfed, like, from the escape mode that they were showing at E3, that, the guns didn't feel right. Now, I got to follow up more on that, but basically some people were saying, like, the guns didn't feel right. It was definitely kind of weird. I didn't like the numbers popping off of guys and that new Crimson way where it gets smaller on the screen. I didn't like those mechanisms that they had. And life bars and stuff like that, which was kind of weird. It kind of takes, it was like Gears of War was very theatrical. It was very cinematic. And just by adding all those kind of UIs, which I'm sure you can remove, but, having numbers pop off and health bars and all that other stuff is kind of distracting. Like, I like when games go more simplistic and, like, and it's more cinematic to appreciate the graphics rather than having a whole bunch of things flashing and numbers and all that other stuff. So hopefully you can turn it off. But what he's saying is that We are trying to make Gears more accessible. And then what I just think it's interesting, it's like, well, we're making it accessible for arcade mode. Oh, and then escalations for our esports. Those are two ends of the spectrum that are not going to play. Like, those spectrum is probably so small. Arcade mode are people that are just going to walk in, say if they like the game or not, and leave. Esports is a very small group of elite people that are going to play. Why are we talking that dynamic and not talking about what's just going to be fun for everybody else? Why are we focusing on 2 billion people that don't know what an Xbox is? Why are we focusing on a bunch of people that just see a Gears logo pop up in their Game Pass? Oh, let me try this. Why? Like, the answer is right in front of you. The core audience is the audience that is, if you satisfy the fans, the people who played Gears, the people who want that game, you show them at the C3 what Gears is. Not arcade mode, not escape with numbers popping up that's good for streaming. But just make games for the people, for your audience. They will sell it to those people on the outside. They will sell it to their brothers and sisters, the casuals. They will say, you got to play this game. Look with God of War, how it just, like, people, you got to play this game. You got to, word of mouth. Spider-Man, people got it. They got that IP. They catered to their fans. Like, why are we not catering to the people that matter? The console players, like Seamus said. Like, I don't want to tech test arcade mode in Gears of War. I don't want to play a mode where maybe there's no wall bouncing or there's a Nerf shotgun just because, because I don't want to get discouraged and go boo-hoo and walk away. Why don't you make a game mode that's actually something interesting, like capture the flag or capture the Brumac or something interesting? Don't make a dumbed-down version of Gears of War arcade mode. Like, come on. And I don't want to tech test arcade mode, but that's what I'm going to have to play. And then in the other realm, go, well, that's for entry. But then for everybody else, we got this amazing new mode we want to Nah. Then it's like, oh, and then escalation for our esports. It's like, esports? We're missing the boat, dude. You needed WWE superstars to play escape mode? Why didn't you take 3 fans from the front row and say, get up on here on stage and play escalation and play escape for the first time in public? No, but let's fly in Up, Down, Down, which is a great channel, but let's fly in WWE superstars to play a game. You had all these people wearing Xbox shirts doing the X, the Malcolm X and all that DX shit in the crowd. Hey, Rod, you 3 in the front, come up on stage. I want you guys to try escape for everybody. Here's the gameplay. What would that would have been cool. Like, that would have been cool, but no. Let's show Keanu Reeves. Let's show all these WWE superstars playing. Oh, and IGN will stream it later. Like, the whole Gears, the way it sounded. The whole way the Gears sound. It's like, you go up on stage at the biggest show, at E3, and then come back later. Oh, we'll see you in Gamescom. So they're going to break it down where, in a few weeks, next month, I think in July, we're going to try out arcade mode. That's the competitive multiplayer. Then there's going to be horde mode displayed. Then in September, when the game releases, they're going to talk about campaign. And meanwhile, campaign is what everybody's saying they wanted to see more of. Like, is your campaign that short? Is your campaign short? Content limited? Like is the campaign not like if you show something it's gonna spoil it? Not that the trail of Kate like turning into the friggin' Kate turning into a friggin' into the queen and a face change and all that other crap didn't spoil anything. Geopaka, calm down, man. He's like, I'm crazy. I understand you don't like your Greenbergs. Oh my goodness. All right. No more violence, Geopaka. We might have to calm you down. Put some water on him. So, but anyway, I'll calm down a little bit. But what I'm saying is, like, you could have showed a little bit of the single player campaign. You could have. And they didn't. And all right, chill out, man. Chill out. You have your own show, Grinds My Gears. And you're right, Mr. Modern. See, that's where people go with it. The only reason they didn't show campaign is they're not confident with it. And that's a key point, the confidence. They weren't confident in Sea of Thieves. Remember State of K? Hey, Aaron Greenberg, where's the marketing? Where's the marketing? Like, oh, it's coming. Like, they don't know how to market their games. And they missed the ball. They showed Gears campaign last year. They could have showed somebody playing it. They could have showed a little bit more of it. And he's sitting there going, well, we got... See, the thing that gets me, and they do this all the time, that drives me crazy. And I'm going to wrap this up on this thought, though. This is the thing that drives me crazy about it, is that they sit back and they do their Borat. Like, King of the Castle. I don't have the King of the Castle. I'm King of the Castle. King of the Castle. Yeah, exactly. Crackdown 3. They sit back and they think they got all this content. They got all this, like, stuff that's amazing. And then when it comes out, and it comes out to just, like, to like, silence. And people are just like, ugh, whatever. That's the game. Ugh. It's just they build up this hype. They did it for E3. You build up this hype for E3. Like Rod first, like, Gears, are you guys ready? Are you amazed? Are you ready? Are you ready? And then you come out there and go, we'll show more at Gamescom and more in September. Anyway, here's some wrestling guys. Oh, and we'll show a little bit of gameplay from them of a mode that has nothing to do with the story or nothing to game. Like, you talk about the whole game. Because people who tuned into Gears of War for E3, the biggest stage of it all, right, are left with escape mode. Is that the game? No, that's just a mode of the game. It's like, oh, I don't like that. I don't think I'm gonna pick up Gears this year. Like, that's not. I want to see more of the campaign stuff. Well, you gotta wait till when it launches, like in September. Like, come on. Why are you holding on to news? Microsoft is getting stomped out, Gears style. Xbox is getting stomped out. Their games are cartoon-looking indie games. They have gone backwards in game development. They have studios making Game Pass fodder, and they're giving away Game Pass for $1 friggin' dollar. All right? Trying to loop everybody into that, where you can't cancel from your console. You can cancel online. They're screwing people or trying to get you in for $1, thinking you'll just forget about the $10 subscription or the $15 subscription. They're locking you guys into the service that we don't know the quality. We know the quality we've been getting out of the service, so I don't trust it. Thanks, Twisted. Thanks for the support, man. But you don't do what they're doing in this stuff. Like, they're just trying to get you. What's up, Quick Fix? How you doing, man? They cannot continue to disrespect. Where's my disrespect? I don't think I have a disrespect one. Do I have one? Oh, that Pee-wee there. But, like, you can't continue to belittle and not give real content to the console owner and expect them to still stick around. And that's why you see a lot of people just saying, I'm done. This E3 showed me where Microsoft is going. This E3 was, you're right, XO18, you know, oh my God, XO18 was just a joke. They had Matt Booty fly down there to talk that he bought 2 studios, and then they had the guy from Crackdown, Joseph Staten, come out. Where's he now, right? Where does he come? And he basically comes out and shows a 2-minute trailer of Crackdown multiplayer. But remember, they did the same thing with Crackdown 3. They want you to be done. They do. That's the point. They want you to think independently of the console. They want you to just just pay for them like subliminally. Like, I'm just gonna give money to them. But I told you this before, and grinders know this. You guys, the gamer, they are a smart group. A majority of them are. As a gamer, this is gamer theory, right? As a gamer, you're always looking for the puzzle, maybe the way around an object. Like, as we growing up, again, I'm in my late 30s and stuff like that, but as we played games, and you agree with me in chat if you don't, but like, as we played games, we always look for like the most direct line. Like, sometimes it's not a straight line. Like, sometimes you go around here, like, always looking for the puzzle, deductive reasoning. Gamers naturally do that stuff. Gamers are not mind-numbing duh. They're very passionate and very enthusiastic and always looking for the right way and the best way. A gamer will know when they're getting the shaft, and they'll let you know about it. Because it is in their DNA as a gamer and the type of games that you play, and the repetitiveness, and looking for patterns, and looking for the best way to solve a problem. When you look at that stuff, you're going to realize that owning that Xbox console is your worst bet. It is taking advantage of you. It is taking money from you that you don't need to be paying. And it's giving you product that you don't really need to be buying, and it really is not compelling. And they did the same thing with Crackdown 3, where they talked multiplayer, right? Cloud destruction, all this other stuff. Then all of a sudden, the year before Crackdown E3, they go, oh, it's about the campaign. We're like, Sumo Digital in this campaign. We're like, campaign? Where's the destructive multiplayer? Oh, you'll see more at Gamescom. Never happened. Oh, it's about the campaign. What happened to the multiplayer? Oh, you'll see more at XO18. XO18 shows a 2-minute clip of destruction. It's about Terry Crews. Terry Crews. It's about Terry Crews and the campaign. What about the multiplayer, Microsoft? Oh, it's there. It's the cloud's there. What happened? Now, Gears 5 gets introduced. Campaign. Kate's story. Campaign. Kate's story. Campaign. It's all about Kate. She's the protagonist. All about Kate. Kate's story. Kate is tied between the locusts. Kate. Get ready, Gears fans. Kate story. Campaign. Kate's story. Campaign. We're doing things that we've never done before. Ice bridge. Random dude. Get ready, E3. You come out at E3 stage and go, here's 3 wrestlers. Escape mode. Here's a CGI video of a multiplayer mode. Who are those 3 people? Oh, that's Fred, Will, and Wilbur. Who are those 3 people? I don't know. One is electric. One could set traps, and one could heal. What? Oh, they got special abilities. What? Who are these people? Oh, we'll show you more campaign in September when the game launches. So you're telling me the trailer that we've been seeing for Gears 5 is from 2018, And that's the only single-player trailer we're going to see now until September when the game launches. That's what he said. So, what, a week before the game launches, you're going to be like, oh, it's a hub world, and, like, what's going on? And people think that. They go, oh, well, there must be not a lot to show. People want to see Gears of War campaign because they know that's where Gears of War shines. That's where the graphics are. And that's the thing. And we'll see, Sam Ash. We'll see if it's a service game. I don't know. But, you know, like I said before, I'm going to do... I love this song. I love this song. It's going to be a service game. And my big thing, as I said here again, I said Banjo on the Switch. That's a big announcement for Phil. He loves that. Banjo on the Switch. That's like a win for Phil. Is that a win for Xbox console gamers? No. A win for you, that's a slap in the face. But to Phil, that's a win. So everything that Phil says, think about it as not being beneficial to you. Oh, we had a great E3. Crossfire. Banjo on the Switch. Games for PC Game Pass. And you sit there with your console and your dick in your hand. Thanks, dude. You told me that you were chewing on microchips 2 years ago. You got Major Nelson pulling out microchips out his ass and Aaron Greenberg chewing on them. The X was the best place to play. What happened? I thought this year, 2 years into the X, you're going to show me this amazing looking games that like are going to look amazing on the X. Not X sequels, but yo, I will expect some amazing looking games that push the power of the X, right? Nope. Here's a bunch of Game Pass arcade little games and Bambi playing games and a whole bunch of indie showcase, just like Inside Xbox. And there you have it. They hate all the product. Yeah. And there you have it. That's they stumbled this E3. I say this was a huge E3 for them. And if you hear people going, next year's E3, they're the same people that was saying right before this that this is a huge year for them. This is the biggest year to show what these studios are making and giving us the roadmap and the sneak peeks. I listen to everybody. I listen to all you out there. I know what all you are saying. But now it's next year. Oh, they're saving it all for 2020. Get the fuck... They're done. I don't care if they saved it for 2020. Because guess what? The competition's coming for their throat. And they're not going to be able to... Their news, whatever they held on to, is still not anything that's going to compete against a Metroid, a God of War 2, anything. I don't even care if they show a Fable game. Because I could guarantee you that Fable game is not going to be what people wanted. Just like Battletoads was not what people wanted. Because Microsoft does not know what their consumer wants. Phil, I'm trying to use my phone, Spencer, and Rod, Arcade Mode Gears of War 5, don't know what the core wants. The people who pay the bills. They don't know. They are out of touch. And as they continue to be out of touch, it will continue to grind my gears. And I am done with the double talk. I'm done with people having that great green hype. Call a spade a spade. They tripped over themselves on the biggest stage of them all, E3. E3 is relevant. E3 is the biggest show of them all. And Microsoft went out there and did... disgraceful. The biggest stage you would only show in town. Sold out. And you missed the open net. And then on top of that, you continue to confuse people with xClouds, arcade modes, casuals. I'm trying to use my phone. dude, like, you're out of touch. And if you continue to be out of touch, people are going to go. People are going to leave. People are not going to stick around. And if you keep asking them to pay $500, $600, they're just going to be less and less, man. Less and less. And you could try to target first place with your console. But you're out of touch, man. And when you're out of touch with your core group, you fail. And when you go poking around with those 2 billion people and feel out those 2 billion cell phone people don't want to play your games, they're going to come running back and say, guys, I'm sorry, Xbox exclusive. And you're going to be talking to you're going to be talking to an empty room, because guess what? You might have one person in there going, because you chased everybody away. You needed to maintain your core. See, that's what Sony does with PlayStation now. We'll see what they do, but they still keep their PlayStation fans satisfied. And yeah, they could go put PlayStation Now on a cell phone. They could go put it on a refrigerator. It's not competing with their core group. It's another option and another way for people to do it. Microsoft is taking its games, its services, and abandoning their console and making those people either get those other services for free and making their games accessible and taking out the things that made these games amazing, that made these games appealing, and trying to make it accessible because now it's going into a service. Oh, millions of people are going to play Gears of War. We got to test this arcade mode. And what's going to happen, Rod? You're going to have people test out arcade mode. They're not going to understand that you made this mode for Game Pass people. And people are going to play and go, this is not my Gears of War game mode. You better have an answer for that. And Halo, open world, who the hell knows what Halo's going to be? They did a bad job of showing that too. And it makes you think that these games are not ready. Well, these games are going to come out, and you know what? Maybe they're not ready. Maybe Gears of War campaign, maybe it's going to come out episodically. Ooh. Think about that. Game Pass as a service, games being made episodically. Maybe Gears is an episodic campaign, and they're going to save that until when the game launches. So when people find out that, guess what, on day one, I'm not getting the full Gears 5. I'm getting a game that's being spoon-fed to me because it's put into a service, and Microsoft wants service first, game experiences last. And that's not for me. And that affects me as a PC, wanting to play on my PC gamer and playing that game on PC now because Phil put me over here. That's how I say it. Phil forced me to play his games on PC because that is the better option. Because that's where Live is for free. That's where they're putting all their focus, in PC. They're even making PC exclusives. But anyway, I want to thank all you grinders out there for coming on. Thank you for the support. Thank you again for sharing, liking the video. Get this out there. And I appreciate the conversation, everybody, to the grinders. And have a good day. And I am out.